What's up, everybody? It's Giggs from Aspire Sports, and we're taking a look at yesterday's game. The LA Lakers took on the Milwaukee Bucks at Milwaukee. The Lakers got the W. Final score was 113-106, and LeBron played really good in this game. This is a good preview of what could be the NBA Finals. We know that the Nets have a super team, but the Bucks, they're still probably second favorite to come out of the East. So this was a nice little preview of what the NBA Finals could be. The Lakers did beat them, and it was behind a really strong shooting performance by LeBron James, going 6 for 10 downtown. He finished with 34 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds. And Giannis, he didn't look too good first half. He had a career high 7 turnovers in the first half. He has not been the fantasy stud everyone's expected him to be this year, but he's got plenty of time to turn it around. Anthony Davis in this one, very mediocre game in my opinion. 18 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. He also had 1 steal, 2 blocks, which wasn't bad, but 8 of 18 shooting is not the best. 2 for 5 from the free throw is also not the best, but again, this is someone who has plenty of time to turn it around this season, someone who is projected to be a top 3 fantasy player. I think he'll turn it around. We'd like to see him turn it around. His price is dropping in DFS. His rank somewhere around 20, 25, I believe. I would consider him a buy low option right now. If you're someone who drafted Anthony Davis number 1 overall, I wouldn't trade him just because of the price you paid to get him. Anthony Davis, still someone who has the ability to turn it around and still be the number 1 player in fantasy this season. But I want to take a look at someone else on this team for the Lakers, and that's Caldwell Pope. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope had 23 points, and he got that done with 7 of 10 shooting from downtown. That's 70% from 3. I mean, he's going to cool off, right? You can't do that forever, but he's shooting well over 45% from 3 this season, which, you know, that's something that's great for categories. That has standalone value for fantasy if you need a streamer for 3-point percentage. But he also has been getting it done on defense. I know this game he only had 1 block. Right now, in some leagues, he is a top 100 player, and I have him rostered on my team in a 12-man league. So definitely look at KCP as a streaming option and someone with some fantasy upside right now. As long as he's hot, the 3-point percentage, the rebounds, the steals, he's good for top 100 value, I'd say. Looking at the Bucks, Giannis, he finished with 25 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block. We'd like to see those defensive stats increase. We'd like to see him start getting more rebounds. This isn't the season he was having last year, that's for sure. We need to see improvement. He was drafted as a top 5 player. He's not returning that value right now, but I think he's a good buy low option, kind of like Davis. Yeah, he's got time to turn it around. We want to see more defensive stats. We want to see more rebounds. He didn't even have an assist at the half. He's just not having a great season. I don't know if it's because of Holiday. We know Holiday's having a great season. He had 22 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. That was on 10 of 18 shooting. He's looked great for them. Chris Middleton's looked great as well. Not a very strong shooting performance in this one. He went 6 for 15, 20 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. So all 3 of these guys, they're fantasy studs this year. They all have top 30 value written all over them. Middleton is just continuing his breakout season here. Giannis just needs to get the rebounds and defensive stats up. Once he does that, he's going to start returning the value which he was drafted at. He was a top 10 player, so we need to see top 10 value, and that's what's missing right now. That's what people are looking for from Giannis. Overall, this was a great game. Lakers just taking care of business. They're going to continue their road trip. Going against 3 East teams, they got the Bulls, Cavs, 76ers next. Real strong fantasy option, and those will be LeBron, KCP, Anthony Davis. They're all fast-paced games. They should all be high-scoring games. Maybe not so much the 76ers. We know Chicago plays real fast. Looking at the next 3 for the Lakers looks real good. You'll want to start Lakers players in fantasy. The Bucks, they were supposed to play the Washington Wizards today, but that got postponed. The Wizards barely had a roster. They only had like 7 or 8 guys. So that game got moved. That would have been a great rebound game for Giannis in fantasy purposes, but they have the Hawks, Raptors, and Pelicans as their next 3 since this game got postponed. And I think there's going to be a ton of fantasy value on the Bucks for those games as well. I like Brook Lopez. If he's available in your fantasy leagues, I think you should pick him up. He's looked pretty solid the past couple of weeks. I know Bobby Portis has eaten into some minutes on that team, but I'm not too concerned. I like Brook Lopez going forward. I think he's going to have top 100, top maybe 80 value for categories. As soon as he gets his 3-point percentage locked up at like 40, 45, which he was doing last year, the blocks, the 3 points, the rebounds, that's good for a top 100 value for sure. So if he's available, go pick him up. DiVincenzo will be a very strong play for 12-man, 14-man leagues if he's available this week. I expect him to have a very strong fantasy fantasy performance all week. So that about does it for the recap of this Lakers-Milwaukee game. We got another really good matchup coming up tonight, and that's going to be the Lakers versus Bulls, and that's going to be a very fast-paced game. If you guys enjoyed this content, make sure you hit the little bell, subscribe, like the video. We're going to have a lot more content coming out here soon. About to have a buy low, sell high video coming out, just breaking down some fantasy players I think are due for a breakout and some guys who are definitely going to cool down to help you with your fantasy season long. So until next time, guys, take care and good luck on your fantasy